It's a very interesting sign. If you can't face it, God can't fix it. Again, Richmond Tea Party, and I'm here with Nathan, your last name?
Cox.
Nathan Cox. He is...
I'm a veteran against the war in Iraq and Afghanistan.
And how long have you been in the military?
I was in the military 3.5 years. I got out last year.
Okay.
I served in Iraq for 14 months.
And what branch of the service?
Army.
Army. At what point did you realize something was not right with that whole thing?
About a month or two after I got there.
About a month? What was the event? What happened?
Well, it wasn't an event. I had a friend of mine that wanted me to read or listen to what Ron Paul was saying during the presidential election.
Okay.
So over there, of course, we don't have a great access to TV. So we have better access to internet.
Right.
So I started YouTubing what Ron Paul was saying in the presidential debates. I liked what he had to say, and I bought one of his books called The Revolution, a Manifesto.
Okay.
And it talks about foreign policy. And just about everything he said made sense to me. So it was at that point in time where I agreed with what he was saying about our foreign policy.
Now, you do realize Ron Paul is made this thing, made this Tea Party thing that we're involved in.
Yes.
This grassroots
And it got hijacked
thing.
by neocons.
I'm sorry, would you repeat that, please?
It got hijacked by neoconservative progressives.
What got hijacked?
The Ron Paul Revolution, the Tea Party.
Ron Paul is a very interesting individual. I'm a big fan of his. Why exactly are you here? What has brought you out here today?
Well, today I'm a part of Campaign for Liberty, which is Ron Paul's organization.
Okay.
I'm also a part of Young Americans for Liberty, which is the offspring of that. It's mainly for the college-age crowd. And today I'm here trying to get signatures to have Ron Paul come to VCU and speak. You know, he travels all over the U.S. speaking at colleges. So that's primarily why I'm here today. If I wasn't doing this, I'd be here walking around talking about ending the Federal Reserve and ending the wars, because nobody else is talking about that. Okay,
that you brought it up. I want you to expand on those two concepts. First of all, ending the Federal Reserve. Why do you want the Federal Reserve ended?
I think the Federal Reserve not only is unconstitutional, but it prints billions and trillions of dollars of money that creates and causes inflation, which is essentially a tax. The only people that benefit from the Federal Reserve is bankers and wealthy people on Wall Street. Without the Federal Reserve, we wouldn't have these unconstitutional wars getting funded.
That's true. That's true. Would you also say that the Federal Reserve has played an active role in starting some of these conflicts?
An active role? How do you mean?
They may have saw something on a tipping point and just nudged it a bit in order for it to start rolling.
I don't know if I could say the people in the Federal Reserve, but I could definitely say people in the Bush administration. Okay.
There was a second point you made, besides the Federal Reserve. Also, you said illegal wars?
Yeah, I mean, the wars that we're in now are unconstitutional.
Okay.
Because they're undeclared.
Okay.
You know, the Constitution, which everybody here is so supposedly passionate about.
That's right.
Requires that Congress declare war anytime you go to war.
Now, when Congress declares war, that's legal. When Congress gives the president to do so, it is then illegal, correct?
I'm assuming so.
Okay.
I'm not familiar with that part of the Constitution.
I'm sort of saying what you just said,
right.
Because the Congress didn't say we declare war on.
Essentially, the president has the executive power to do anything he wants. So essentially, the president could do that, I think. But essentially, that's what happened, because Ron Paul, he introduced legislation saying, "Hey, if we're going to go to Iraq and Afghanistan, let's fight the war and get out of here." And nobody voted for the war, not even him. But he introduced it as a principle. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So,
first of all, thank you for taking time out to talk to me. I will be signing your petition. Is there anything else you have to say, or you want to say?
I just want to say that people need to hear what Ron Paul has to say, not only about foreign policy, but economic policy, about ending the war on drugs.
That's a huge necessity.
Yeah.
Huge.
CampaignForLiberty.com, that's his organization, and we're hoping to have him here to speak at VCU in September.
And where will I and everyone else that's going to see this, where will they be able to find information about when and if he's going to actually be at VCU?
Well, if you sign this, we'll shoot you an email. Otherwise, it'll be all over Facebook. I'm hoping to get some free advertising through Doc Thompson on WRVA.
Okay. Do we have any idea when?
Sometime in September.
Sometime in September.
I don't have a better date than that, though.
Okay, excellent. Thank you again very much for the interview.
Yeah, definitely.
Let me get your pen.
I'd like to see.
Making sure other people are involved, registering people to vote. Is this your moment? Will you make it your moment? If you make it your moment of time.
I'm here with
Mark Lindsay.
Greg Rollins.
and
Vic Rollins.
Vic Rollins. First of all, why are you all here? What is the point?
Well, first of all, it's exercise my freedom of speech.
Excellent.
Second, to protest the government's uncontrolled spending.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Good. No. You continue.
Grab that.
To show my support for the movement.
Show your support for the movement. Would you agree that? Would you be a part of that group of people that says you want to get your country back? Has your country been stolen or removed? Which of those two?
I think it's been eroded.
It's been eroded.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's in danger of being lost.
In danger of being lost. How long has your country been not yours? And what was the event that brought that to your attention?
I think it's wrong to say that it's not ours.
Okay.
But it still is. But
Okay.
I think we're in a very precarious position right now.
Okay, when I say not yours, I'm saying that from the standpoint of we want our country back. From that standpoint, and would you agree with?
I wouldn't say that. I
Okay.
wouldn't agree with that.
Would either of you?
No, it's still my country.
Okay.
Still my country.
I would say it's still my country because we still have the right to vote. We still have the freedom of speech, and we still have the freedom to assemble. So
Okay.
once we, we still have most of the constitutional rights, though they've been trampled on.
Okay.
But
Hence the don't tread on me signs.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I think the country is going in the wrong direction at this point, and it's always been a pendulum swing one way or the other.
Okay.
And it's swung very far to the right. It's gone extremely far to the left right now.
Okay.
And I'm all for pulling it back more towards a centrist point of view.
Okay. How long has this been going on? And how long has it been going on where you have taken upon yourself to come out as a representative of there's something wrong here and I want to say something about it and be heard about it? Because this whole Tea Party thing is sort of new,
Right.
but the ideas that you're talking about and the problems are kind of old.
The problems are kind of old, but I think the problems are old, but I think it's been going further and further to the other side since Ronald Reagan.
Okay.
Ronald Reagan was a firm believer in people's abilities to get things done and not the government's ability to mess things up.
Okay.
And so I'm what I call a Ronald Reagan conservative, but I really consider myself more of a libertarian.
Okay. What say you?
I was thinking the same thing, that since Reagan left office, George Bush the first said no new taxes. He went back on that. He was very moderate. He was not the conservative that Reagan was.
Okay.
And government grew, and then people were frustrated with him and went on to Clinton. And under Clinton administration, the government grew. They tried to take over health care at that point in time and were slowed down.
Okay.
And the second Bush was very hawkish on security, but very, very liberal on his social programs, and was for lots of government spending.
Right.
For
Lots and lots of.
For Medicare drug, and his spending was out of control, and even the liberal side was saying that George was
You're getting
out
a little bit out of hand with it.
his spending. But what happened a year ago is